What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the Soulblaze YouTube channel. This is your boy Soulblaze, and as always, we're back for another video. Today, I am super lucky to be able to give this content to you guys through being picked to return in the wondrous, the famous WPF Delta. We are back for another WPF Delta season. They're doing something exciting with this season. It's champions, first of all. And second of all, we're doing doubles. Ya boy is not as experienced in doubles as in singles. I have traveled to a regional back in the day. But we are doing doubles, baby. And we are honored to return. So, before we get into it, make sure to answer the question of the day. Grab some popcorn. This is going to be a little bit long haul. We have quite the roster that we're wanting to go through today. And like, comment, and subscribe. Without any further ado, let's get into it. We were picked 5 out of 8 in this draft. And obviously, as being this late, you're not really banking on getting one of the top 3 in the format. Champions is limited decks. Top 3 being Mega Charizard Y, Mega Floette, and Mega Gengar. You really want one of those 3 if you're early in the draft. We're not early in the draft, so we got to take what we can hope for. So the first pick of the draft, it's Mega Floette, baby. How did this get to me? I don't know. I'm really happy that it did, though. It's here. We're here. Mega Floette. Loose Cannon. Look at the nickname. Gojo Satoru. It is the cannon in the draft. Absolutely. 155 special attack. Best offensive typing in the game. Fairy. It is solo Fairy, but still boosted by Fairy Aura. We have to be considerate that Fairy Aura can be used against us as well. It boosts all the Fairy type damage on the field by 30%. And if you're boosting a 155 invested, like, this thing is a nuke. It has nuke moves like Light of Ruin, Moonblast, Dazzling Gleam Spread, Alluring Voice if you want to get behind subs or anything if you want to use voice. It has Calm Mind to boost. It can run supportive if you want to use Pollen Puff, if you want to use Copycat, if you want to use Light Screen, if you want to set up Rain Dance manually, if you want to skill swap Fairy Aura to something else to gain another ability, then this thing could really help out as a support as well. But that would kind of be using a cannon to light diffuse of another cannon. This is our primary cannon of the draft, and it's specially offensive. Mega Floette, the nuke. You saw it in ZA. You know what it can do. It's crazy. We're here. We're back. WPF Delta, baby. Woo! That's the first pick. Let's get on with the draft. Second pick is our Chaladon. I wanted to pair something that could complement the Mega Floette, and I did so by picking a physical tank. So you can see that our Chaladon's highest stat is defense. It has an excellent defensive typing with ground fighting as the only 2 weaknesses, and one of them is being covered by super effective Mega Floette. Then it has a bunch of different stuff it can do. It can stack stamina, be annoying, stick around for a long amount of time. It can be tank, it can be a supporter. It can T-Wave spam, Snarl spam, Rock Slide, whatever you want it to do, really. It can roar stuff. It has Foul Play. It has Dragon Tail. Or you can run the same, you can kind of stack it to be the same as Mega Floette in the same role. You could kind of be a special offensive threat with terms of like setting up rain for Electro Shot. You could have Flash Cannon, you could have Draco Meteor, you could have Dragon Pulse, Dark Pulse, whatever you want. You could even be physically offensive with stuff like Heavy Slam, Dragon Claw, Outrage, whatever, Earthquake. So this thing is an all-rounder. It can be anything you want. Our Chaladon can be anything you want. The only thing you have to be a little wary of here is that you're using a Steel type. With the dragons, you're not fairy resistant. Thinking about the Fairy Aura thing from earlier, and then also you have quite the low special defense. Floette is low on physical defense. Our Chaladon is low on special defense. So you kind of want to mitigate that somehow. Investments. We have some light screen now, obviously. Talked about earlier. You might want to do something with that, but nothing comes without weakness. So I feel like these complement each other very well. But obviously, you're not picking our Chaladon alone. It's quite pricey at 18 points. So we have to build a team around it. How do you do that? Well, this was a mon that I wanted to pick later, but had to come this early in the draft because it pairs with our Chaladon so well. You already know who I'm talking about. It's the mailman. It's Pelipper. Gulliver is here in the draft in WPF Delta, and it pairs excellently with our Chaladon. Setting up rain means that you get turn 1 electro shots, you get better resistance to fire, you get water offense for its ground weakness, you have a flying type for its fighting weakness, and In return, Archaludon resists the electric that you're 4 times weak to with Gulliver, with Pelipper, and then it also resists the rock, stacking stamina, because rock is usually a physical type. Really, really cool stuff we have there. So if you want to rock slide, for example, you could switch Pelipper out or protect Pelipper, and then the rock slide would hit Archaludon, stacking stamina for free, doing 2 damage. Really, really solid. This thing is also here as a support because it can set up Tailwind. It is a primary Tailwinder. It is a slow Tailwinder, so it will not set up Tailwind as fast as other stuff, but it will get Archaludon Mega Flow up in speeds. It has super good supportive utility in the very, very niche move in this Pokedex called Wide Guard, which blocks spread moves like Heat Waves, like Dazzling Gleams, or Pixelite Hyper Voices that will get boosted by a Fairy Aura, and we don't have a Fairy Resist so far. So Wide Guard is a super key move here. It can do funny stuff like slow things down with Icy Wind. It could soak stuff. So if there's something resistant to Fairy or Electro Shot, you can soak it to a water type, and then suddenly Electro Shot is super effective. Super, super cool tech you can do. It can Helping Hand, it can Feather Dance, it can U-Turn, it can be annoying, it can do all sorts of stuff. It can knock off item removal. It is very passive, but it is a super key piece as a support on this team. So we have our top 2 threats and the support. We're moving on. Originally, I picked Aegislash fourth. And Aegislash was supposed to be a Trick Room answer, physical attacker, ghost type, a steel type to resist fairy. It fit the team perfectly, but I decided to give it up because it was so expensive at 15 points. I decided to divide it points in half and add 2 points, and then get some other mons that are key pieces as well. Next up, we have Tauros Paldea Aqua. Now you can see we're building a trend. Obviously, this thing is, we're building a rain team, right? It's a water type. You drafted for water type offense. It's a physical attacker. As you can see, our team is primarily wants to be special. Archaludon wants to get electro shots up. Pelipper, special, has 50 physical attack. You can't do nothing there. Floette wants, of course, to be special. So Tauros is a physical attacker to add some of that oomph on the physical side. And it has some utility, but mostly physical offense. It has Intimidate support. It has some other cool stuff it can do with Anger Point, if we can proc that somehow. But primarily it's going to be wave crashing in rain, close combating as a fighting type to get rid of other steals that resist fairy, aqua jetting in rain for big pressure. And it's pretty straightforward. You can't really run this special, but it can get intimidated itself. But it's a much needed key piece. It bridges the Mega Floette and Archaludon speed at a nice clean 100. It's great in the Tailwind. It can do a lot. So that is Tauros Paldea Aqua for you in the Rain team. Next up, we did a devious thing. So Aegislash was swapped out for this, and this Mon coming up. Obviously, I wanted to keep the Ghost type. Sableye, regular Sableye, was sniped from me in the draft. Obviously, Sableye Archaludon, if you've been watching Cybertron VGC, you know that that's a devious combo. It can pull off all sorts of shenanigans with Light Screen Spam, instantly turn 1, Rain Dance Prankster to get Electro Shot. It can quash stuff so that your Tailwinded stuff against Archaludon goes after Archaludon, or even or Trick Room stuff that would go before the Archaludon goes after Archaludon. So Quash Spam, Fake Out Pressure, Ghost type, all these things. Sableye is the perfect Pokemon to pick here, but it was 10 points and it was picked before, I think it was picked before Pelipper actually, so I couldn't pick it. And they specifically sniped that away from me. People in the chat were happy that I didn't get to have Sableye, but little did they account for that there are 2 Sableyes in this format, baby. We're able to draft 2 Megas. Welcome my second Mega Sableye. You already know what's happening here. We're never going to Mega Evolve Sableye. We're just going to use its regular form Sableye for Prankster shenanigans to get all the same stuff that Sableye would have get, except that I have to give up its item slot for the Mega Stone. One, that gives us less, makes it stronger against Fake Out specifically. But then again, it also makes us weaker to Poltergeist. So it's kind of a give and trade there. But the main thing about Sableye is that since you have Mega Floette, you have to make sure that you draft a second Mega that is going to be useful somehow, because you always want to Mega Floette, no matter who you have on their team. Maybe Charizard Y. You don't want to Mega Floette that often. But that's like the only Mega that you're... And in a draft, right, if you're picking Mega Floette turn 1, you always want a Mega Floette, so you have to pick a Mega that's useful somehow. This is useful. You keep it in its non-mega state. You have the Prankster Rain Dance as a secondary support for Pelipper. You have the Quash Spam for the Archelodon. You have stuff like you have obviously the Light Screen. You have Taunt. You have T-Waves. You have Encores. You have Fake Out support. You have Nightshade for consistent damage. You see all the moves here. You have Gravity if you want to get shisty with it. You have Flatter. You have Icy Wind, the very niche move Quash. You have Snarl Spam. It gets it all. Will-O-Wisp, Sucker Punch, you name it. So it's super, super, super annoying. And with the added possibility that I can always Mega it if you want to try and status it. Like if you want to Toxic it, if you want to burn it, if you want to try and freeze it, sleep it, whatever you want. We have Magic Bounce at the ready. I could always click that Mega button if I haven't clicked Mega on Floette or didn't break Floette. So there's always that chance. You have to be wary of it. Is it weak to Fairy? Is Tauros also weak to Fairy? Is our Archelodon not resistant to Fairy? Yes, that's true. But we're starting to get some tools to build against Fairy types either so. We have Light Screen priority. We have Wide Guard for spread. We have Tailwind. And we have Snarl Spam, and we have Fake Outs, and yeah. But even so, it's not, Fairy types are still quite dangerous. So we have to keep that in mind. But is here on the team. It is here in its mega form, and I'm happy. And people got really sad when they realized what I'm going to do with this thing, because they realized immediately, as soon as I pick Mega Sableye on this team, what I'm going to do with it. Next up, we have Mousehold. If you've been watching Scarlet and Violet regionals with non-legendary in the restrictions, then you know that Mousehold and Archelodon is a really scary combo. Because of this move, Population Bomb, that hits 10 times, basically stacking Archelodon's stamina to +6 instantly. Did Archelodon lose its most niche or best combo move with Stamina Body Press in Champions? Yes, it did. We can't do that. But still, instantly putting Archelodon at +6 defense is going to make it super hard to remove, and with Light Screen support from Priority Sableye, and with Friend Guard now protecting Mega Floette, Archelodon, Mega Sableye, Tauros, and Pelipper from taking damage by 75% by being out in the field, this thing is going to be a key supportive piece as well. It is also one of the only Pokemon that has redirection in this limited dex in the form of Follow Me. So either I'm blocking your sprint moves with Wide Guard, or I'm redirecting them, or I'm setting up Light Screen for them, or Reflect for them, or I am using priority against you. So this thing is super, super nice. It's also a nice bridge for speed, and to keep our speed from going over Tauros and Mega Floette in one tier above. It has also some cool stuff like Tidy Up if you want to remove screens yourself. It has really cool stuff like it can also use Beat Up. It can set up Rain Dance manually itself. And then it's a fast user of Taunt and Encore. Like naturally speedy, fast in Tailwind. This will also get really annoying as it can Encore and Taunt you. If you click Protect, for example, it can Encore you into Protect, and then taunt you so you're struggling if you stay in. It can also use stuff like Feint to tag Protects, and so that the Protect goes away from the follow-up attack of Mega Floette and Tailwind, for example. Super, super good. Will reduce team damage. Will be super annoying. It can Super Fang to instantly cleave opponents' HP non-ghost types in half, so that I don't have... so, for example, if there's a tanky Pokemon on the team that would resist Fairy, Mega Aggron being an example, you could Super Fang that, half its HP, and now your Light of Ruin only has to do half as much damage. And then you also got the Soak Tech from Pelipper, right? For the Electroshot. If you want Electroshot to kill somebody and it only does 50%, well, you could Super Fang them first, right? And now that they're 50%, Electroshot's going to kill and give you +1. So, super, super good support. Really underrated, and it fits on this team really good specifically. So, although it doesn't really add much in terms of damage, if you want damage on this thing, you have to go Technician, and you have to use Population Bomb and Bullet Seed, and then you have to be a little bit wary of the Rough Skin from Garchomp, stuff like that. But you can use this as a really strong support or as a potential physical attack damage output. Really strong support. We're moving on to the next pick of the draft, which is going to be Espathra. As you can see, we are kind of getting low on points, but this thing is also another bridge piece. Our supportive roster is stacked to the nines. Pelipper, Sableye, Mousehold, and Espathra are going to... this is some of the best supportive rosters I've seen of all time. So we don't really have very strong pieces outside of the top 2 in terms of like natural damage, but with this we can kind of set up for doing a lot of damage. We can, with Espathra passing, you could essentially build the greatest Archelodon, the Chinese wall, if you want to. You could pass Speed Boost and Calm Minds to kind of play it that way. You could pass it to Floette, making the biggest cannon of all time. You could pass it to something like Tauros, so it gets speed out of nowhere. Like, it has so much utility. It has stuff like Ally Switch to be able to make sure that you don't really know who you're attacking. It has just straight up, it can lead next to stuff like Archelodon or Floette with Lumina Crash, so you're instantly dropping their special defense by -2, basically making the next incoming hit super effective. And it outspeeds both of them too, so that works out pretty nicely that way. You can do some really awful stuff like do a skill swap, Rain Dance, Hypnosis, if you want to. Like, after this thing with Protect is going to be super good. Egyptian Candy is here. It basically just gets speed from Protect, and there's no Mirror Herb in this format, so that's pretty good. I don't really know if that's used in doubles, but yeah. So really cool that it can do stuff like this. It can also be a Trick Room setter if I want it to be, but obviously Sableye is the better when it comes to that. Obviously, being able to set the Trick Room, and then you can go even slower by Mega Evolving and be super tanky. So we have some Trick Room as well. Pelipper is also not bad in Trick Room. Archelodon can be niche in Trick Room. It's a little too fast for Trick Room, but it can still work out. So Espathra passing is going to add another dimension to this team that you have to look out for in prep. It's going to make this team like 10 times harder to prep against, because there's always the chance that I bring Espathra and I baton pass a +1/+1/+1, a Quiver Dance essentially, to one of my top 2 pieces, and then you're cooked. Espathra's here, baby! Woo! Yeah, okay, Heliolisk. Okay, so we have to talk about Heliolisk. Heliolisk was, for some reason, probably one of the top 10 most wanted Pokemon in the format. There's no way people have to be paid actors. I don't believe what people are saying. It's crazy how many people wanted Heliolisk. When I picked Heliolisk, I got like 15 messages. 15 is maybe stretching a little. 5 messages saying like, oh, I was going to pick Heliolisk. Oh, I wanted Heliolisk. Oh, can you trade me Heliolisk? Why people want Heliolisk, I don't understand it. I really needed it on my Rain team, obviously, for Thunder Spam, Shed Tail support, being able to glare stuff. It's decently fast. It can Rock Slide for flinches, Discharge if I want to. But I don't understand. Like, it has Dry Skin, so obviously I can use like Surf with Pelipper, heal it up, get a Citrus going, get another Shed Tail off. Yeah, Shed Tail and this. It got Shed Tail in Champions, obviously. Putting a Mega Floette behind a sub or an Archelodon behind a sub just complicates things even further. So obviously, and this is a decent special attacker that I can also Espathra pass to, that I could also help protect with Friend Guard if I want to. And it gets this really cool move, Electrify, which is basically like, if it goes first, it makes every other move in that, or it's a targeting move, so I can target myself, my partner, and whatever move that partner is going to use now becomes Electric type. Heliolisk is faster than Mega Floette, so I can make Light of Ruin Electric type. Super funny that I could do that. So there's some new stuff that you could do there. And so if you thought you were resisting Fairy, and then suddenly you're not resisting Fairy because it's an Electric type Dazzling Gleam that's going to come out of us, then it complicates things even further for the opponent. Obviously, we get 100% accurate Thunders, and we can also do some stuff with Eerie Impulse. We can set up Rain Dance ourselves. We can heal ourselves up with Parabolic Charge. Don't ask me why this thing gets Ally Switch. It does, which also is super good for us. So we might end up bringing that too. Stab Hyper Voice is going to do damage. It's decently just fast light screen support. Yeah, it can do a lot, especially in Rain. Why people that are not drafting Rain want to use it, I don't know. I know it has Solar Power, so maybe the Sun team wanted it. I know it has Sand Bells, maybe the Sand team wanted it. Don't know why people wanted Heliolisk so bad, but it came to us. Really happy about having it. It's a cheap, really good supporter. I love it. So that's Heliolisk. Next up, we have Noivern DJ. This Noivern hold-off is one of the greatest hold-offs I've seen in history of draft. I wanted to pick Noivern really early. I waited, however, with picking Noivern to grab all my other pieces, because I figured most people either have their dragon types already, or they have flying types already, or Noivern wouldn't really fit their draft well. So I decided to hold off on Noivern. As you can see, Espathra and Heliolisk are much cheaper than Noivern. So it would be natural for me to pick Noivern maybe even as soon as like after Sableye, to be honest. But I wanted to hold off because I wanted Espathra and I wanted Heliolisk for the supportive options, and I was hoping to get Noivern pretty late. And this isn't even when I picked Noivern. I actually picked Noivern last, I believe. My last pick was Noivern. So the picks that are coming up after Noivern, I picked before Noivern, holding off on Noivern. And the reason I wanted Noivern, lots of Noivern, as you can hear, the reason I wanted this thing, DJ, is because this is the top of our speed, like our natural speed. It would top up our natural speed, overgoing Maushold at 111, gives us a 120 base speed. And it's something that can bring us fast tailwind. Pelipper grants us slow tailwind, Noivern grants us fast tailwind, and tops up our speed very, very nicely. Yes, I do understand I don't have a fair resist so far, and it's another dragon, but it adds this really cool tech where I can Dragon Cheer my Archaludon to give it crit Draco Meteors off the bat. So that's pretty cool. With Scope Lens Archaludon, I can get crit Draco Meteor spam, and Dragon Cheer can also be used the other way, so that I could Dragon Cheer onto Noivern, and Noivern can start critting. Guaranteed Hurricanes and Rain. It's a fast Rain Dance setter. Does it get Rain Dance, actually? Maybe it doesn't get Rain Dance. It's still a really fast support, fast Taunt, fast Tailwind, fast Switcheroo, fast Dragon Cheer. It can Screech stuff, so they get -2 defense. It doesn't really have the best special attack on boosted, but again, I can Espathra pass to it if I want to. It has some good support. And it's overall really annoying. Also notice that this is a second Super Fang user that can also cleave HP in half for my top two Pokemon. It can stop healing with Psychic Noise. It can be all around very annoying. And with this ability Frisk, I can check items. So it's another supportive piece that can come and be really annoying. So as you can see, my supportive roster is getting redonkulous. The only thing is that we're quite weak to Fairy, and we don't really have that many physical attacking options. It's like Tauros, it's Maushold, not Friend Guard, and it is the Archaludon if we go physical. So we want some more physical power, and that's what our next two picks aim to solve. My team is quite fast, although I have mentioned that I have some ways of dealing with Trick Room. I would like some more. Enter Mudsdale. Chem Derby is here. This is our Trick Room offense option. It is weak to rain, so we have to be a little bit aware of that. It's a second stamina user, meaning that I don't always have to bring Archaludon. I can bring this and instantly stack Mudsdale stamina to +6. And this thing gets body press. So it's a kind of makeup for Archaludon, and this thing is a much better offensive user in Trick Room because it's so slow. It's straightforward. The moveset is super straightforward. It's stab, it's a couple of coverage moves, and it's a little bit of setup in like Curse, Iron Defense, Body Press, Counter, Roar, stuff like that. So it doesn't get that complicated. It's a very simple Pokemon, but it does what we need it to do. It has a typing we don't have for Electric Immunity. If they want to spam Thunder versus us in Rain, it's kind of nice to have. And it's something to answer for Trick Room, and it kind of gives Maushold a second partner to work with. So I like Mudsdale. I think it's going to be coming quite a few times this season, and it's actually going to be putting on pressure with +6 stamina body press with priority light screens and stuff like that. So really excited that Mudsdale's on the team. It's obviously the mascot of my very good friend Murkit. Shout out Murkit. So yeah, really happy that Mudsdale's on the team, but it's more situational. Like now we're working with situational picks. My last 4 points of this draft, I wanted to make sure that I got something that it could come to games. Not something that the necessarily team needs, because at 4 points to cover something that the team is really weak to, like Fairy types, because at 4 points, what you're going to get as your answer is going to be pretty bad. I'm just going to say it straight up. Whatever you choose to pick out of the 4-point team is probably going to be pretty bad. But I saw this one Pokemon that I probably think should be a little higher than 4 points. it doesn't necessarily cover the weaknesses of our team, but it definitely adds to the strength of our team. Our last mon in WPF Delta Champion Season is going to be Samurott Hisui. It's also weak to Fairy, I'm super aware of that, but it's a secondary physical water offense, aside from Tauros, that can come in and just be absolutely annoying. This thing, in rain, does damage on the physical side. It does a lot of damage, and now that we have Wide Guard to protect it, we have Follow Me, Redirection, and Friend Guard to protect it, we can set Light Screen for it, we can quash enemy users so they go after this thing. This thing with Sharpness can even set up hazards with Ceaseless Edge. It does a lot of damage with, it can ignore defensive boost with Sacred Sword. It has super good double stab priority in Aqua Jet, which is further boosted by Rain, and Sucker Punch, which can keep stuff at bay. And then it also got some sort of support. It's not great. It's decently fast Encore. It's decently fast. It's like Archaludon fast. It's like too fast for Trick Room, too slow for Tailwind, kind of thing. It's got some fun stuff. Helping Hand, Copycat, Taunt, Encore, Stab Knockoff to remove items. Flip Turn is probably very, very good shout out of this moveset right here. Being able to come in, beat pressure, flip out, bring something else in that they don't expect. That's probably the best fit for this team that I could see at 4 points. That's our team. Let us know what you think. Hopefully you thought this video was an okay watch, an interesting watch. Hopefully you're cheering for your Awesome City Dragon dancers this season. And we're going to do our best out there. And really happy. Thanks again so much to the mods for letting us take another stab at the WPF Championship Trophy. WPF Delta Championship Trophy. We've been in the playoffs in the past. I think we can do it. We have a really strong team this time. I'm really happy. It's a really gimmicky team. I'll be honest. It's not a really honest team like some other teams, but it has the gimmicks that it do be running. You're gonna have to be prepared for an infinite amount of combinations that I could put together here. And really excited to use it, really excited to be a part of the season nonetheless. Go show that same love to other WPF coaches down in the description below, and I'll see you guys on the battlefield. Get out of here. Have a great day. Peace.